I want to thank everybody for coming out today. We're really excited to be putting on this forum to hear from new voices and to keep the momentum moving forward to get some new blood into City Hall.
Yeah.
If your elected representatives aren't listening to you, how long do you keep banging your head against the wall talking to them? There's only one language these folks understand, the ballot. So we got to work. Michael Wallman is running in thank you. District 8. Again, he's running against our second favorite incumbent, Mark Humbert. And let's hear.
Hey, Michael.
Okay, I'm going to kind of wing this a little bit because I didn't prepare too much actually. Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay, opening statement. My name is Michael Wallman. I was raised in North Berkeley. I'm a child of two graduate students who came, I guess they were immigrants technically, that met at the I House. So I am an I House kid. Why run? I run because I kind of feel a calling towards civic duty and making the city cool again. I've spent a lot of time in Berkeley and I really love it here, and I have kids here, and I really kind of want to pass on kind of a beautiful place to be. And in the last few years, you know, I feel that the direction the city is going is kind of against my core values. And for the first time in my entire life, I was thinking about maybe I should move. And not move to another city, but out the country, because I do have dual citizenship through my parents.
From where?
Finland and Lebanon. And so, actually my mom was born in Australia. Anyway, and I don't like thinking that way because I really do love this city. Let me think, I went to all public schools, Berkeley High, then Cal Berkeley. I survived Berkeley High in the 90s, it was fun. So my platform is just bringing common sense to politics. And I feel that the city council and we spin our wheels on a lot of things, but we kind of miss the core values, right? And I want to kind of get back down to the core values and what's really important. You know, clean streets, not having trash anywhere, speaking up against genocide. I heard the picture over here. This is non-negotiable. It's not negotiable at all. And I'm not even going to entertain anything other than Berkeley needs to stand up against the genocide and for a ceasefire. I pulled my kids out of Camp Keto because I believed I didn't see them come out on a ceasefire. And so I was like, absolutely not. And so that's the kind of platform I'm going to run. I'm an engineer by trade, so I'm always, thinking efficiently and, how can we get better, and this can be better, and we can do this better and do this more efficiently. I'm a member of the Panoramic Hill Association, and I'm sure everyone's been up on Panoramic Hill. It's an interesting place. I always wanted to live there since I was a kid, and so when I had the opportunity to buy a house there, I did, and it's really been wonderful. I don't know, am I supposed to talk about financing?
They got questions.
We can go straight to questions. So now you know who I am, so.
Are you accepting public funds for your campaign?
Hello? Oh, I'm considering it. I'm trying to understand what entails collecting public funds. I think that if it's possible just to take normal donations and run a very efficient campaign and not spend a lot of money, I think it's possible, but I'm still investigating what comes along with accepting public funds.
Do you support or oppose the loss of parking and bike lanes on Hopkins Street?
I'm an absolute no. No, I am absolutely opposed to bike lanes on Hopkins Street. And I can say that because I often fly down Rose Street on my scooter. So I know Rose Street is a pretty nice street to get down to San Pablo. And I am a avid Monterey Market shopper. I go there once or twice a week. Monterey Fish Market, I'm there all the time. And parking is already tight. And I just, I feel it's safer to bike down roads with kind of less traffic and businesses and people trying to park. It sounds safer to me.
Do you support or oppose the use of flock cameras for surveillance in Berkeley?
In its current state, I oppose it. As an engineer, I can say that in 10 years' time, a camera is going to be the size of a quarter and run for 10 years off a battery. And so what I'm really focused on in terms of cameras and flock or anything that we would consider is data governance and access policy. In flock's current state, it's an absolute no, because these things haven't been thought about, and Berkeley should never send our data to some corporation somewhere in the clouds.
Do you agree with the use of tear gas, and what do you think of the Police Accountability Board?
I may have to pass on this because I don't know the last time tear gas was used in Berkeley. I've been a part of many protests. It was banned. Okay, so.
They just changed the unrated.
And now it's unbanned?
It was about 2014.
Okay, so exactly. I'm not super caught up on this thing. It seems that we haven't had huge protests and things out of control in 20 years, so I don't know why in the world they'd want to bring it back. It seems like a waste of energy.
What about the Police Accountability Board?
I think I saw that in my questionnaire, and it's another thing I need to follow up on. I think any city employee should be accountable for their behavior or actions.
That covers a lot of territory. Do you support or oppose the upzoning and high rises in the commercially viable corridors, Solano Avenue, North Shattuck, and the Elmwood?
I think what I've seen around upzoning, or what I've currently seen in development going on in Berkeley is honestly like pretty upsetting. I think that developers currently, when they want to build something, they completely disregard any current small businesses, shops, people driving on the street. They close lanes. They're almost out of control in a way. I do believe that, thanks. I do believe in development, and quality of life development, meaning like one day I would like my kids to be able to buy a condo with a balcony that they can read and kind of look out. But unfortunately, the development that's going on is just 1-bedroom dormitories basically for transient residents. And so I'm absolutely against that. And they've designated, I guess my district would be the Elmwood, and they've designated that as a transit corridor. AC Transit is down 70% ridership. And what's happening is the shift to the gig economy is people are just ordering things online. And so if, my house looks over Durant, and so there's a constant stream of DoorDash picking up individual meals and delivering individual meals. And I'll let you think about the carbon footprint of having a single meal delivered to your house. So you put one of these upzoned buildings in the Elmwood, and it's going to cause it's a quality of life thing. So I would say I'm probably against it in its current state.
Do you support rent control?
Yes, I support rent control because rents are kind of completely out of hand. They're too damn high. I'm not a landlord, by the way, so everything's expensive, to be honest. Everything is expensive. And my thing with the rent control stuff is that while I'm against like rent control and raising rent, I'm definitely for landowners kind of taking care of their stuff, because I live up by campus and it's clear that landowners or property owners are kind of letting these things disintegrate. And you know, they feel like there's no obligation to do anything while their property value goes up, it turns into fire hazards, et cetera, et cetera. So I definitely think we need some policy or some actions to kind of make our buildings nice again and more habitable.
I have two, is that okay?
Go ahead.
One at a time.
One is, what is your approach to traffic safety given the fatal collision of Roderick and Red on July 8th, 2025 at Claremont the Uplands? Claremont is a very quick, fast speeding street. My second kind of slightly connected question is, how do you distinguish yourself from the current incumbent, Mark Humbert?
Oh my God.
If so.
It's okay. I actually don't know Mark too well, but I think my answers to my policies are pretty, that we kind of are on opposite ends of the spectrum. I actually like hang out around Berkeley in all different parts. So like I said, I'm in South Berkeley, West Berkeley, North Berkeley, and so I'm not like in my little bubble of the Elmwood, right? I'm definitely around town. I recognize a lot of people here. And the traffic thing, my kids do go to John Muir, or I had a kid that went to John Muir, so traffic speed is top of mind. I would definitely add another light there for the John Muir crossing, because I think there should be a traffic light wherever a school, when kids need to cross a major street. In terms of other traffic ideas, I'm open for ideas, because you can't put speed bumps. But obviously the quality of the road plays into it. They've recently put all this stuff, and it's confusing for me. I assume there's some study around it that it helps, but I don't know.
How do you balance pedestrian safety versus car speed?
I mean, I drive like slow, right? And so maybe you just enforce the speed limit. Like, honestly, if you just enforce the speed limit, we'd have no problems.
What about the development?
Oh, I was going to change channels a little bit. I was going to ask you, what do you think about the university's relationship with the city of Berkeley?
Oh gosh, don't get me started.
Oh, I want to.
Just don't.
I want to.
Just
I wanna
don't.
get
You want to get, you do?
I want to get started.
Okay, so growing up in Berkeley, it's like things change slowly. And if you're not here a long time, you kind of like don't think things are changing, right? And so I'll give you one example about the university. So Strawberry Canyon used to be open tennis courts and fields. I broke my arm there. And it was basically open to the public. You could like hang out there. That's been fenced off, and now it's a rugby field. Kleber, that I think is called Maxwell Field. We used to play soccer there too, and guess what? It's fenced off. And ironically, the university rents it back to the students, and a little secret is they actually are renting it out to private camps on the weekends. So I see people driving from Dublin in their big cars, and they pay their $30 parking under there, and then but guess who doesn't get to use the fields? The public. Right, so I feel that there's a big intrusion on the commons. There is no comments, but I do love Berkeley because I went to Cal and my parents went to Cal, and so it's this love-hate affair. But I just, and this whole obsession with the industrial sports complex. Is like, Cal was a better team when we had the old stadium.
Seriously.
A way better team. But they decided to take a $500 million loan, and now the banks are calling it and saying, you have to pay us back, and that's why now you're having these conversations of, I need to have concerts there. I mean, it's all, and ironically, Berkeley's housing problem is partially caused by the huge spike in attendance.
Yes, that's right.
Did they not know they were going to raise the attendance? I'm pretty sure it was in their long-term plan, but they didn't think about housing, and so Berkeley's kind of been...
They did.
Oh, they did, but they failed, or?
Manipulation of the market.
Anyway, so I could go on a lot about this, but I've seen it kind of change over time, and it's pretty heartbreaking.
The gentleman here asked about how you're going to distinguish yourself, and I wanted to bring you back to...
Speak loud.
Bring you back to District 8, where a majority of people elected Mr. Humber, and before that, Lori Drostick. You seem like a really nice guy. I'd like to have a beer with you, but they're kind of sharpshooters. How are you going to make a case to that majority?
Great question.
And I just want to put out the phrase, fake green prosperity gospel, that the district seems to have bought into.
Fake what?
I think, how am I going to impact change in the Elmwood, I think is the, for my, I guess my part-time job, I'm an engineer, and I manage hundreds of millions of dollars, maybe billions of dollars of infrastructure every day. And, you know, it's my job to keep it running and running well and efficient, and like if things go bad, it costs, you know, my company a lot of money, it costs my customers a lot of money, and it's painful. And so having that pressure on a day-to-day basis helps me really kind of approach a problem very analytically and data-driven. And you kind of heard that with my flock thing, that like, I'm big on privacy, but like, you know, governance control, access control are super important. So I can approach kind of these modern day problems from a very technical perspective. And I think that will really, 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 really help Berkeley kind of move into this new age.
What? Back here.
Leslie.
Yeah. You're the first who seems to hear or recognize that the city of Berkeley now is like a department of the University of California. And our economy is dependent on them now. Our land use is dependent on them. You could go on, and there needs to be more consciousness in this town that we've lost it, and the council has given it away gradually since eminent domain in 1948 took the south side to today. And it's really a serious matter today because we are in debt. And okay.
I think she's saying that like, she appreciates that I recognize kind of how the university has been impacting the social structure, and we can do a lot better. And we definitely need a partnership with the university because a lot of us are partly here because of the university, but we've lost that connection. And I can give you an example, like I donate to the botanical gardens there on Centennial. It's one of my favorite places. But do you think they're having Berkeley Public School kids come and visit the garden? No, because there's just some disconnect, and I don't understand why that exists. And so hopefully we can like start to mend that together, because we somewhat need each other.
Your closing
You have a
statement.
question back there?
One question. One question.
I
I want to echo this gentleman's question. Perhaps I missed your answer, and I apologize if I did. But that district, and you seem like a really awesome guy. I'd love to have a beer with you too. But how are you going to be able to, for the majority of that district, capture their vote? I would really like to understand what your strategy is there.
I mean, I'm working on the strategy right now, to be honest. But it's going to be grassroots. I'm going to walk the district. I'm going to meet people at their doorsteps. I'm an avid walker anyway. I have a giant dog, so I walk him multiple hours a day. But it's just like through direct contact with people and like literally like knock on doors and talk to people directly. I think that's the only way to do it. The district's not enormous, right? So like over the span until the election time, I probably can walk the entire district and meet different groups at the same time.
Have you walked the district in the past?
Usually I'm scootering now, but yes, I do. I am always like walking around town.
Okay, and I want to give you more time. Would you consider a run-two with Mark?
What is the one?
A debate?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, for sure. Yeah, anytime. Yeah, I think that would be beneficial to kind of see where people stand.
You're talking about ranking?
Yeah.
Ranking.
I don't know what rank.
Yeah, you do.
I know what rank choice is, but I don't
Would you
know.
like her, for example, for her supporters to rank you second, and for your supporters to rank her second, so that you guys capture more vote? That's what it means.
That sounds reasonable to me. I'd have to, again, like, I'm a big data person, so but yes, that seems reasonable.
Okay. Would you
Last minute, 1 minute.
Can I bypass my closing statement to take one more question?
Yes, you can.
Would you decline real estate and developer money to finance your campaign?
Absolutely.
Cool.
I would like my donations to come from individuals within the district or friends of mine within the city at whole. And that's kind of where I'm hoping to take the campaign donations, but also I'm hoping not to spend a lot of money, if that makes sense. I'm not into like all this hiring a million people to do campaign stuff. I really want to keep it kind of lean, because that's, and like I mentioned earlier, like talk to people directly, and you know, it's not a huge district, right? So it is possible, it's just gonna take time and work. Okay, thank you.